Built on 15 plus years experience in promoting music and events, Great Circles is a community-centered platform based out of Fishtown that highlights local sounds, musicians, DJs, and creators across the community.
Great Circles started out as a record label, a crew of friends. We had a DIY space where we threw events, and among that group of people were making music, and we thought rather than go through the struggles of sending your music out to never get responses, why don't we just start a label? And particularly one friend had really interesting and different tracks, and I wanted to put those out. So we started a label, and I called it Great Circles because a lot of what I was doing had a thread that was sort of connected to Buckminster Fuller and geometry. I would categorize Great Circles as sort of an umbrella organization, or it's a platform, and so within that there are a lot of different functions. So this sort of era of Great Circles, starting in 2019, was all around creating this online radio station that had visibility physically. So in New York, there was East Village Radio, which was a storefront online radio station. So we wanted to create something like that, but at East Village Radio, you couldn't go in. You could just kind of look through the fishbowl. And so we wanted people to actually be able to come in and interact with the space. And we thought, well, we could support what we're doing, support the platform financially by having a small record shop inside. This is kind of headquarters for everything else that we do. So people congregate here, we plan for what's next, and then we externally do events around places in the city.
Really schooled and also just incredibly experimental and forward-thinking musicians. We're going to leave it there. Please welcome Prefix Moniker.
Passages started based from our desire to post-lockdown, start doing external events again at some point. We were just slow to decide what that was going to be. We had a long history of throwing electronic music events and band shows and hosting hundreds and hundreds of people from around the world really to play. And so we really kind of were observing what was happening. And then, we're very much into ambient music, among a lot of other things, but realized that was sort of a space that we could fill and that we are passionate about. And then it kind of coincided with just this church that's nearby between here and my home, actually, realizing that something was going on there related to music because I would hear music coming out of there. And it turned out there was a studio in there. So I went to see the space, and once I saw the space, that's when things click. You see a space and you go, okay, here's what we could do in here. The church is really important to us, the building itself. We have a lot of respect for the building. We have a lot of respect for the community. They do a lot of really good things in our community. So by bringing revenue to the church, we're then helping things like their food pantry program, which has been running for over 50 years. And they run recovery programs pretty much every day of the week. There's a recovery meeting happening in there. Again, and I know no one wants to hear about lockdown, but before lockdown, we were sitting on boxes in here. It's November of 2019. We moved into this space and we're just dreaming about what it could be. And then we had to wait quite a while for that to even start to manifest. But we really had this vision around being able to collaborate with other organizations and folks coming to us and wanting to do stuff with us because they would see the value of what we've created. They would see how it's exciting. They would see the creative energy. That's part of what you see on the window when you walk into the shop. It's three things, and one of those things is creative energy. And so it's really going in that direction where we're working, more and more people are coming to us with ideas and wanting to do stuff with us or wanting to lean in and help out, which is super exciting. It sort of is about representing Philadelphia in a certain way by the content that we produce and but also by the platform that we give people to be able to freely express themselves. So I think that's sort of where we're headed, is we really feel like this has taken hold in a way where we feel confident in the credibility of what we're doing, and now we can really look for these new opportunities.
For Media Lab 223 at Strath High School, this is Sam Sentivan reporting.